how can cutting down carbs affect weight loss? The thing is, it doesn't actually affect weight loss that much at all. It can indirectly affect weight loss, as carbs obviously, like, it contains calories, and cutting down on calories obviously makes you lose weight, and carbs contain calories. But there's like a common misconception that just cutting down on carbs, like, carbs are just completely evil and just make you fat. But the thing is, this is just simply not true. Carbs are a sugar molecule that gets broken down into glucose and just gives you energy. There are two types of carbohydrates: simple and complex. Simple carbohydrates aren't really that nutritious. They're usually found in unhealthy products such as Coke, junk food, stuff like that. And simple carbohydrates get broken down really quickly into glucose and give you a short burst of energy. So for example, a can of Coke that has loads of simple carbohydrates, loads of sugar, and this gives you a quick energy boost because of all the sugar. But afterwards, you just have a sugar crash, and then you just feel like shit, you know. And simple carbohydrates, it's not really nutritious, and it's pretty unhealthy. It's not just because of the simple carbohydrates that is unhealthy. Obviously, Coke has a lot of calories and a lot of sugar, but many people think it's just because of carbohydrates. Sure, they are unhealthy, but it's not the direct impact. Now, what are complex carbohydrates? Oh shit. What are complex carbohydrates? It's basically the same thing, but it gets broken down way slower. So these are foods like oats, brown rice, pasta, stuff like that. And it gets broken down way slower. So when it gets broken down into glucose, just sugars and stuff, it's way slower and it's over a longer period of time. So for example, if you're going on, let's say you're running a marathon, right? That obviously takes loads of energy over a very long period of time. It's very good to just load up on complex carbohydrates, so you have all that energy, all that long-lasting energy throughout the entire marathon. These can be foods like pasta, like pasta, brown rice, like stuff like that. What I mentioned, and complex carbohydrates tend to be much more nutritious and much better for health. So, simple carbohydrates, are they bad? Kind of, yes. They're not really nutritious, but it's not really, you're not really gaining weight just because of simple carbohydrates. It's usually because the products that are unhealthy usually contain simple carbohydrates, but it's not just because of the simple carbohydrates that you're gaining weight. It's just because there are other stuff in the products that make you gain weight, like calories. But complex carbohydrates, they're much better, much more nutritious, and tend to be better foods. So yeah, carbohydrates don't really affect weight loss or anything like that. Yeah, it's just like a common misconception. So I hope you found this helpful. Eat healthy, stuff like that. That's all I have to say. In a bit.